A quick TLDR. Months back, I did the story of James Younger, a young man whose mother was trying to transition him into a young lady. It was shut down, and we all were like, yay, woo, we saved James, awesome. I did an entire playlist about it. By all means, check it on out. Unfortunately, hopefully, people weren't letting off the fireworks too soon and putting medals around each other's necks, because this is coming to us from The Blaze. Judge reverses Save James ruling, gives mother power to transition 8-year-old son at father's expense. Report. This is a setback for Save James, and it's written by Phil Shiver. Oh, why? Why? In the story, the young man, like the mother asked him to do it for a little bit. He did. He was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm James. She's like, no, you're a Luna. And it blew up, and now it's a whole thing. A Dallas judge has effectively reversed a previous ruling that would have granted the divorced father and mother of 8-year-old James Younger equal say in his medical and psychological care. Now, the boy's mother, Dr. Ann Georges, yeah, whatever. I remember that name is really weird. George Gulas, whatever. Will be able to enroll James into school as a girl named Luna and subject him to transition therapy and medical procedures at the expense of his father, which is like salt in the wound, okay? Not only are you turning my son into a daughter, but you are making me pay for it. My goodness, this is the I feel for you, Jeff. I feel for you. Jeffrey Younger, the Save James Facebook page, reported Tuesday. Let's go checking on this. This is Jeff and his boys. Attention! James and Jude did not have a victory in court today. Judge Mary Brown has condemned James and Jude to a life of therapy, confusion, and abuse without even having a hearing. There are no other words for what has happened today. Yeah, it is terrible. She has forced James to live as Luna in a school surrounded by teachers and therapists who do not acknowledge that he has said multiple times to multiple people without Jeff around that he wants to be a boy and hates being forced to be a girl. She has forced Jude into a stressful existence of constant lies and misery as he watches his brother get destroyed before him without any hope for an end to this madness, and won the battle without even a hearing. You know what the scariest part of this is to me is the twin brother angle to it, because it reminds me so much of the John Money experiments. By all means, please look it up. I'm not going to TLDR you on that one, but it's graphic and it's gross, and they both ended up killing themselves. The time for passive action must end today. Okay, yeah, let's get back to the article. These are the detail. That we just read all that. Okay, what's the background? In October, Judge Kim Cooks, who I did a video on, check in that playlist because, yeah, she's off her rocker, overruled an initial verdict handed down by a Texas jury that granted sole conservatorship of James to his mother and instead granted 50-50 joint conservatorship to both parents. The decision meant that Georgelos and Younger would have to consent to any medical treatments. In January, the new judge in the case, Mary Brown, initially affirmed the court's decision to grant Younger joint conservatorship, but Brown allegedly rolled back that decision Tuesday. Younger had allegedly become concerned after he discovered medical records indicating that his ex-wife had referred James to a local gender transition clinic and had begun the process of medically transitioning him into a girl. Younger claims his son never expressed any desires to be a girl when he is with him, and his ex-wife is pressuring James into transitioning. At the start of the school year last fall, James reportedly chose to attend school as a boy and under his given name. Anything else? Well, that's the thing. This really is a terrible situation for the young man, because it's a young man. I mean, regardless, and what parents are supposed to do, they're supposed to guide their children. And the mother isn't even the mother. Yeah, that's another part of the story. Whereas the mother's not the biological mother. They used eggs, you know what I'm saying? They used another lady's eggs to create the young man. So she doesn't even purely have a biological connection to him. It's just that they're so, wow. And the parallels particularly with the twin situation going on, the parallels of trying to, raise a boy into something that he's not. It's just with the John Money situation, that's what really what really makes me feel a need to at least do some kind of video about it and talk about this, because those boys ended up killing themselves. He was like, look, he really go look it up. I'm telling you, check it on out. But yeah, man, we're going to toss prayers in the air for you, bro, because that's all we can really do due to, A, it being in Texas, and B, us not being the judge and like, oh, darn it, I should have worked my way into being, that's what I should have did with my life. I should have been a Texas judge. I would have helped you, my guy. I would have did everything I could to help you, my dude. I really would have. Sorry, not to make a joke, but she's like, oh man, every time I see stories like this, like, man, I really should have been a cop, or I really should have been this, that, or the third. But here I am. So guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss it, like this, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day, go get something from the Teespring, link in the description. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and Like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you think in the comments? This is a damn shame, man. It's really no different than the Hennett story, when it's like, yo, you got this young kid here. He's still in this real vulnerable state. Once they hit 12, 13, they can, and they can really start moving for themselves, and should have the type of vocabulary to be able to articulate whatever it is that they're feeling. Well, they definitely won't, but they should be gaining it. They're vulnerable. This is when they're at their most vulnerable. And to know that it's this woman who calls herself his mother, really, trying to set him up for the biggest fall, and the state is actually backing this. I mean, who in their right mind will want to get married at this point? Who in a right mind would want to actually raise a family with another person these days? Because particularly the women these days are freaking nuts. Like, really? But you may disagree. Not all, okay? Not all. But you may disagree, and that's what the comment section's for. Until the next one.